Greetings, visionaries. This is your host, the INFJ Visionary. And the topic of today's broadcast is, I think we're going to go with communication. So, I got a few things to say about this. This is something I think we, as INFJs, on one hand, we can be very good at communication. On the other hand, we have this sometimes intense introversion drive that it can make it hard to break through into that communication place. I don't know if you've experienced this, but there's in fact, I'm older now. That's one of the reasons I tell you guys it gets easier for you as you get older, because you keep running into the same stuff over and over, and so you just you know how to deal with things. Communications like that for me. I've brought up on the on previous broadcasts not to diss small talk, and this is because I remember I've heard from a few INFJs, mostly I think online, talking down small talk, and this resonated, of course, because when I was younger I hated small talk. I really hated it, and would tell anyone that asked me how much I hated it. But another thing, just as an aside, was smiling. I didn't like smiling unless I felt happy. I didn't feel it was authentic. But that changed too, and let's get into both of them, because I think a smile is a way of communicating. It says a lot. It puts people at ease, and you might go, well, that's fake, but not really. All you really got to do is dig a little deeper, and there's a warm part of yourself that is connected to all other people, and you just access that, and it's a non-judgmental place, really. And you can occupy that place quite easily, in spite of the fact that it can be quite easy for us to be judgmental. And surprisingly, even though it says INFJ, and you would say, oh, that's a judging type, in my experience, I think the INFPs, the INTPs are more judgmental than we are. Once they make a decision about something or somebody, they tend to feel it's a settled matter. Whereas I think the INFJ, I think we're always giving people chances. We're always cutting people slack. We're giving people a break, I think that is the nature of the INFJ. Anyway, getting back to the communication thing and the small talk. So, or even let's start with the smile. It occurred to me as like, well, it's not that hard to just give someone a smile. And I, of course, saw that immediately it made my interactions with people much easier. That's not inauthentic. And I would go back, because I just had the wrong idea about things. And, in spite of being intelligent and like the rest of you, I have the pretty unique set of gifts that give me a certain amount of insight into reality. That's what it means to be an INFJ. That means a lot of times to see and perceive things that others don't, but also means to miss things that other people are really comfortable with and they're seeing, and trust me, you're not aware that you're not seeing some of it. And I've made my peace with that too since I'm older. I really don't mind. I don't mind much about the things that I'm not seeing, and that is definitely that weak extroverted sensing function. It's operating. It mostly operates as like this little pump or something churning away in the background to feed the intuitive intuition. Right? It's a little pump. It's keeping the flow going. So we're collecting data and information, and we can surprise people about the things we do notice. We can definitely notice things, but there's a lot of things that other people notice that, well, I'll speak for myself. I don't notice. I didn't notice, and maybe I would just keep on not noticing unless someone did point it out to me, or over time you kind of get a feeling like, oh, I think people are noticing this or that thing that I'm not noticing. And what can you do? Anyway, so yeah, don't give people a smile. You know, I mean, that's you start with that, and then as far as the small talk goes, and we're going to get a little more meat with communication than just small talk, but I want to finish talking about that because I had some really incorrect ideas, and I think that was, I was raised in a time where we didn't have all this like digital distraction matrix going on, and if you're younger, you need to somehow extricate yourself from that stuff and get back to being a human, and because we have this whole array of gifts and things that we um, can get just from interacting with people that you'll never experience online. It's like it's like being in a plastic suit, or you know what I mean? It's just not real life. And I say that as a person that spends a lot of time in the digital world. I absolutely adore it. But getting back to small talk. Oh, wow. Looks like it's probably going to rain. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I heard it was going to rain. I can't wait till it's sunny. Oh, yeah, me either, man. I love the sun. Oh, yeah, yeah, me too. I love to sit in the sun. Yeah, well, I do it in my backyard. I sit in the sun, and yeah, I love it, man. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we get pretty good weather this part of the country. Where are you from? You see how that's going? That's called small talk. Now, you could have. Now, today, the place that I have my little business, it usually doesn't get that much public, but it's publicly accessible, and it was an open day, so there was more people than usual there, and people coming into my atelier and chatting with me, and I just gave you the recipe. It's not hard. All you have to do is ask people intelligent questions about themselves. Oh, where are you from? What are you doing? And just relax into it. Let the feel the flow and the warmth of the extroverted feeling. Let it carry you along. And of course, you can use your NI to prompt things. But the best thing is not to want anything from any interaction you have with anybody. In my case, it'd be nice if they purchased one of my items I have for sale. But, I've gotten so far away from that. I honestly don't mind. And if they say, well, I'm interested in this or that, I still don't mind. I don't get excited. I don't worry about it because I don't want that to taint my interaction with them. I just want to experience them. And I really think it's very enjoyable. So that's it for small talk. And then talking about, we kind of touched into some of the deeper aspects of the communication matrix too. When you can open yourself up to people and just enjoy them and follow the natural flow, and you will be glad you did. You will be feeling more fulfilled than if you just sat in your room studying on whatever thing it is you're fascinated about. Or I can't imagine many of you that are really into gaming or tuning into their INFJ channels. A lot of people do, though. I can see, of all the Myers-Briggs channels, we dominate, and that's in spite of the fact that we're such a small percent of the population. And I think the reason for that is that we're a bit of a mystery to ourselves. And for my part, the INFJ visionary, your host, and your friend, I'm just here to chat with you, fellow INFJs, and anyone else, of course, that's interested in gaining any insights into the way this sort of person operates. We all are very different. You're not like me. I know that, and I expect it. So cut me some slack if I say something that bothers you or annoys you. On the other hand, we share the same preference for dealing with reality, so we have way more in common than we do different. And thanks for getting through this broadcast. I hope you got something of value from it, and I hope if you are lonely, if you're experiencing that, just leave the house and go get a coffee and start talking. Do it now.